Hey guys, how's... Oh, yeah, I am live. Oops. I thought I wasn't live there for a second. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Thursday, the 24th of September, 2020. Time is 10:01 a.m. here. Sorry about the late start. I just had to restart my PC. I was having just a little technical issue. But we're here now and we're live. So let's get into it. We're just going to dive right in today, guys. Not much to discuss. If you're in GBPCAD still, may as well hold on to it at this point. I did say yesterday that if you were still in it, you probably should consider closing out. And then all of a sudden it shot up. Actually, I think I worded it a little stronger than that. I think I said, if I was in it, I would definitely close out because it's back at break even, and then it just turned around. Hey guys, I don't always get it right. If you ignored me and held on to it, then you're making some profit. If you listen to me and you closed out, then what can I do? Sorry, didn't get it right. Is what it is. But what I did get right this week, when I shared these trades with you guys on the forum, weekend analysis, was New Zealand USD and Euro New Zealand, the short and the long. Now, as I explained yesterday, I closed this one out here. Now, the reason I closed this one out was because it basically triggered my exit just before I got to my charts in the morning. I think it triggered my exit at 7:30 a.m. yesterday, and I only got to my charts after that. So I got out, but I did say to you guys, if you are not out yet, you definitely want to hold on to this one. So I hope some of you did hold on to this one because it was an amazing trade. At this point, you should probably consider potentially closing out because it's on a pretty strong support area. But honestly, you may as well just give it until tomorrow. If you're still in this one, just hold on until tomorrow and see how it goes. You might want to lock in your 2R, so move your stop loss to 0.6596, or wherever your 2R is. Move your stop loss to there, lock that in, and then just hold on because it could theoretically break lower today. There's nothing really stopping it. It is on support, so that's kind of potentially stopping it. But this is such a strong move that it could break through. So, you got two options. Either close it out or keep it open until at least tomorrow around lunchtime UK time. And then you should start consider closing it out. Lock in some profit. This was an awesome trade. Euro New Zealand, this was another awesome trade that I shared because I am awesome. What can I say about this one? It's just good trade. If you're still in it, you may as well hold on. It's making new highs. That's always a good sign. It's breaking above that high set at 1.78337. It's just broken above that this morning. You may as well hold on to this one, guys. I really don't see a strong reason to exit when the move is this, when the bullish move is this strong. I don't see a good reason to exit this one. Unless you just want to firmly stick to that target you set, and that's part of your rules, firmly stick to your targets. Fair enough, close it out in that case. But if you have some flexibility with your targeting system, then keeping this one open is not a bad move. Just, secure some of those profits. Move your stop loss to maybe 1R. If you're more on the risky side, maybe 1.5R. So if you're moving it to 1.5R, it would be roughly here, depending on your specific entry, roughly 1.7765. So, there's multiple options is what I'm trying to say. Either close it out or keep it open. But whatever you do, lock in some profit with this one. You don't want to just keep your stop loss where it is, or just keep your stop loss at break even. Ensure that. Would I set a second target? If I was in this one, if I was in New Zealand USD still, so if I hadn't closed out in New Zealand USD, I would have definitely kept it open at least until this support area. It just closed out. Unfortunate timing, really. It was like 20 minutes I think there was a 20-minute difference from the trade closing out to me getting to my computer in the morning. So this one just went boom, straight down. I would have kept this one open. With Euro New Zealand, I never entered this one. I only entered New Zealand USD. I had the choice between the two. I just went with one of them. So if I was in this one, I probably seeing it break. It's a tough one, really, right? Because it did almost hit target yesterday towards the end of day. So I might have closed it out there. But if I didn't close it out there, and then this morning it's making new highs, I would set a second target for sure. Now the question is, where would that second target be? I believe that's what you really want to know. Would it be up here at the next resistance area? I think that's a bit optimistic. I think that's a bit optimistic to set it all the way up there. So what I would normally do would be just look to the left and look for some kind of choke points. I never really had a name for these, but I've decided on calling them choke points because I have to have a name for everything because, you know, I teach people how to trade, so it's better to have names for things. But these things that I'm now calling choke points, they're just places where price might choke up, right? So this isn't a very strong area of resistance. It's certainly not strong enough to mark it on our charts and treat it as an area of support or resistance, but it's certainly a choke point where price might get stuck. And these choke points, they can be big trouble for your trades. So at the very, I would have my second target here at this choke point. I probably wouldn't hold this over the weekend. So I'd move my second target just below the choke point. So somewhere like there. And just go for that. So it's getting close to it actually. So yeah, that's what I would do. Now, GBPUSD, this is a trade that I shared yesterday. Obviously hasn't triggered yet. Just got a pending order on this one at around about the 127.95. Well, not around about, it's exactly at the 127.954. So I'm just waiting for a move up and a break there. Cool thing about this setup here is that we've got 1.5R at the choke point. So you're looking for a choke point on this one. Where could price get choked up? Straight away, we would say here. Why here? Why would it get choked up there? Well, all you need to do is look back to last time. It bounced away, got choked up there, came back down. So 1.5R is generally the minimum I'm willing to accept on a trade, unless the trade, you know, is pulling back or whatever. But when I'm looking for a trade setup, unless it has more 1.5 or more, I'm not really willing to get into the trade. So this one hits that 1.5 target at the choke point. When it gets to the choke point, I've already made 1.5. So that's pretty good. Now my overall target is beyond that. It's up here. And that's just going to depend on how it travels through the choke point. If it just smashes straight through, awesome. If it stalls out completely, I might exit at the choke point. I'm just going to wait and see if it even triggers. And if it triggers, if it even starts pushing up to my target and doesn't go straight down. There's a lot of ifs with this one. Next question I foresee some of you asking is, am I going to trade this if it triggers tomorrow? Probably not. If this doesn't trigger today, I'll probably just wait until Monday to take the trade. I don't really like opening trades on Friday because sentiment can easily change over the weekend. So if I'm opening this one on Friday, let's say Friday lunchtime or something is when I get in on the trade, what's the max it's possibly going to move by the end of market on Friday? You know, if it's a crazy, crazy day, sure, it could hit my target. It's theoretically possible. It's not like it's never happened before. We just have to look back at that candle and that candle to see that price can move a pretty long way in a single day. But the vast majority of days, this is how much it moves. So these kind of candles, these give you a bit of an average idea of how much it's going to move. So just taking like guesstimating at an average of these candles, let's say it breaks, I enter, and maybe like this would be the average size of, if you took all these candles to get an average pip count. So best case scenario, after break, no, actually, this isn't even the best case scenario because it would have to start the day like here. So let's say it starts the day here, then breaks my entry. I get in the trade here. The candle ends up being something like this big by the end of the day on Friday. Not the best case scenario, but that's the average scenario that we're going to see. So then I've got to hold a trade over the weekend that's barely above my entry level. Yeah, not really bothered with that. Just going to wait till Monday. Lisa, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a very detailed trade in the course about that, giving you a lot of scenarios and a kind of like a kind of foolproof system to figure out if you should hold a trade over the weekend. I'm kind of questioning if I planned that video and never put it in, but I'm pretty sure I did put it into the course. So you should definitely check that video out because it's a bit of a complicated subject. There's a lot of ifs involved. So when I say that, I mean like if it's above a certain point, hold. If it's below that point, close. You know, and various factors. One thing to note is we're getting closer and closer to November, and what's happening in November? Americans are deciding on who the president's going to be. Is going to stay as Trump or, you know, become Biden. And that promises to be a pretty crazy election. So as we get closer and closer to November, as the debates start happening, probably just not going to hold any trades over the weekend. And I mean, literally, I'm going to close all my trades out on Friday because you don't want some craziness happening in the US, then open up your charts and you've got a gap that's like 200 pips against you, and your stop has been slipped by a massive amount. So not right now, but like I would say 2 weeks out of the election, we just have to keep our fingers on the pulse in terms of the election, what's going on. But I guess right now would be about 2 weeks out of the election, I'm going to start adopting extreme caution. It might be earlier than that. Just going to keep an eye on things, see how they play out. I'll keep you guys updated. But you don't want to mess around with this election because, you know, the stuff Trump is saying lately, like, I think he said something along the lines of, if he loses the election, it's rigged. It just looks like, from an outside observer, that there's going to be some turmoil in the US regardless of who wins. If Trump wins, there's going to be a lot of angry people. If Biden wins, there's going to be a lot of angry people. And I just don't want to mess with this election. Normally, I'm cautious around elections, but this one I'm extra cautious. So, yeah. No holding trades over the weekends in a few weeks from now. All right, so let's talk about yesterday's potential trades I spotted. So we got the GBPUSD one that looks pretty good. USD CHF, I was looking for a short or a long here, just depending on what happened. Didn't end up taking either of those. So yeah, right now there's nothing much I can do with USD CHF. USD CAD, I was looking for a potential short here. It never dropped down and hit my entry, so nothing that I can do with this one. AUDJPY, I just wanted to see what happened at this support level. Instead of stalling out like I was hoping for, it's broken down, so nothing was entered, nothing was lost. Just gonna take that one off the list. Now we got EURAUD. EURAUD has pushed up to resistance, and it's already showing signs of stalling out at resistance. So we might get a potential reversal here. Just gonna keep a close eye on this one, see how it plays out. GBPAUD has smashed straight through resistance, so this one is off the list. So a few of the setups we were looking for have not turned into anything, but you know, that's fine, guys. That's trading. If we got a trade from every potential setup, we'd have like 1 million trades in a year. So AUD USD, though, that's looking pretty interesting. Price has dropped right down to support. It's already pulling back from support. Definitely looking for a potential long here on AUD USD, guys. So I want price to settle on top of this support area to give us a potential long. So this one probably won't happen until Sunday, Monday. Generally speaking, with the Thursday analysis, where we're planning for the coming week, that's what the Thursday analysis ends up being most of the time, unless you're trading the 4-hour chart or maybe the 8-hour chart. At this point, when a setup is potential, it probably won't trigger until the next week. AUDCAD, another potential here. Prices stalling out on, well, showing signs of stalling out on a very strong support area. So let's keep a close eye on that one. Yeah, maybe it's worth watching GBP New Zealand. It's at resistance. It doesn't look like it's stalling out, though. It looks like this is crashing straight through. Let's keep an eye on it for a potential short from this resistance area, but I'm not really hopeful about that one. I don't think that's going to give us anything. New Zealand JPY stalling out on top of support. 200 moving averages here too. I don't really bother too much with the 200 moving average on cross pairs. That being said, it can be somewhat handy. It shouldn't be totally ignored. It's just I don't put as much stock in it, or as much faith in it rather. But it is stalling out on support, so that's another good one. This one could turn into indecision today. It could trigger tomorrow, but I probably won't trade it until Monday, like I've already said. USDJPY, wow. Now this one's giving us some pretty solid indecision right now. This one is one that I might be willing to take today on the 12-hour. Let me tell you my thinking here. So what do we have on USDJPY? If we zoom out, we see a bearish trend. It's not a strong bearish trend, not by any means, but it is in an overall bearish sloping trend. So this would be in line with the bearish trend. It's not a great trend though. Let's face it, it's not a great trend. But it is a trend. It is. So we're getting indecision on resistance on the 12-hour. This indecision's already closed. We could theoretically just set an entry right now. And if it breaks below this, we have a pretty good setup with the trend. Yeah, guys, I'm actually willing to potentially trade this one. Yeah, okay, I'm going to look at this one on the 12-hour. So we got GBPUSD, potential short on the daily. I meant to say long, I don't know why I said short. Potential long on the daily. USDJPY, potential short on the 12-hour. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the analysis, guys. It's a lot of action for a Thursday. That's a lot of orange pairs for a Thursday. It's been a great week. We've had some really nice trades this week. Let's do a quick summary. And while I do the summary, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So we got GBPUSD long. I've already covered that in enough detail. USDJPY, I just covered that. Euro AUD, what are we looking for here? We're just looking for price to stall on this resistance area. It's a pretty strong move, so I wouldn't really count on it stalling, but it's worth watching for a potential stall. AUD USD, this is already showing signs of stalling. I just want to see it stall on the support area for a potential long. But you know, we're all talking about Monday with these ones. AUDCAD already showing signs of stalling on support. Again, talking about a potential long on Monday. GBP New Zealand, it's moving very, very, it's a very, very strong move right now. So I probably do not see, we're probably not going to see anything happening here in terms of a bearish reversal. But it's good to keep our options open. Let's keep a close eye on it. It might stall out on top of this resistance area, might give us a bearish reversal on Monday. And finally, New Zealand JPY stalling out on support. This is in fact another one that you could probably, no, actually let's keep this one for the daily charts. Probably on Monday. So yeah, a lot of action happening. As for the open trades, New Zealand, keep this open until Friday. Decide what to do with it on Friday. Euro New Zealand, keep this open at least until the 1792. This is all just my advice, what I would do. That's what I'm telling you. You don't have to necessarily follow it. If you've got your own rules in your trading plan, don't change your rules because I said that I would hold on to a trade. That's stupid. That's not how you trade. If you have your rules, follow your rules. If your rule is to exit at your full target once it is met, no exceptions, get out of the trade. Do not alter your trading rules just because I'm saying I would do something. That's not how you trade. So I would hold on to this until here. Don't just randomly change your rules. And New Zealand, I would hold on to it until Friday. But again, don't randomly just change your rules for me. And yeah, that wraps it up for the analysis, guys. Because, you know, I'm not always right. I did say yesterday I would close this one out at this level. It was at the entry. I would have got out of this trade at break even. And then look where it is today. It's back in profit. So, you know, are there any questions or shall we wrap this one up? Yeah, I would definitely consider entering on the 12-hour chart. I'll post to the forum if I do enter. I've not set an entry order yet. I just want to check a few things, but I might set a pending order in on this one, on the 12-hour. I'll post to the forum if I enter, or if I set a pending order rather. I'll post to the forum. No, for the most part, these days, I just ignore news, guys. It's just not really worth it. I've explained this a few times. I think I'm going to add a video on the in the course about this. And I know there's videos in the course saying that I do keep track of news. And yeah, I used to, but over the last little while, my opinion has been changing on this. And I am going to update those videos in the course to reflect this change in opinion. The videos on the course spell out what I believe is the safest way to handle news. There's nothing really wrong with that approach. That approach is completely fine and it makes sense. And you can keep using that approach for the rest of your trading career because I've been using it for the best part of the last 20 years and it's been working fine for me. But recently I've started thinking in all the back testing I do, I can never factor in news because that's going to make my back testing 10 times harder and 10 times longer. Right? You can't factor in news because I would have to take this calendar back every time. I'd have to go back to, like, let's say I'm doing back testing from 2016. I'd have to take this calendar back to 2016, then start trying to line up news. I'd have to keep track of when daylight savings came in back then. I'd have to make sure the times line up perfectly. It would be an absolute complete mess trying to backtest while keeping track of all these reports that came out in 2016. So in backtesting, I effectively ignore news completely. So the question becomes, if I completely ignore news in backtesting, and then in forward trading, I start paying attention to news, it's going to skew any of the results that I would have got from backtesting. Any of the results I would have got from backtesting that tell me you should trade this way because backtesting says that this is profitable, then I start implementing news. I'm introducing a factor into my trading that I haven't accounted for, and it's going to maybe positively impact my results or maybe negatively impact my results, because news helps me a lot of the times. A lot of the times a crazy news release is going to push a trade in my direction. A lot of times it's going to push it against me, but a lot of times I'll push it in my direction. A lot of times news is the boost my trade needs to hit target. So if I'm ignoring it in backtesting, it just does not make any sense to use it in forward testing. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'll send out emails when the course is updated. So that was a long answer to your question. Am I going to be paying attention to this news that's coming out today at 3 p.m.? Powell is testifying, and then I don't know how to say this dude's name. Munchkin is testifying after that. So with Powell and Munchkin testifying, yeah, it could definitely rock the US dollar, but I'm just going to ignore it, guys. I mean, he's been testifying all week. Literally, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He's been testifying all week. And I've been ignoring it. So, and it's worked out for me. I wouldn't be surprised if some of what he said has given me this little boost on New Zealand USD. I don't know if that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I do use currency strength every day. I'm working on a video right now on the currency strength index and how to use it in trading. And that video, I'm thinking of shooting that video over the weekend. I wrote the script out for it. And gone over the script like 5 or 6 times now. I'm thinking of doing the video over the weekend. And when I say doing the video over the weekend, that does not mean that it's going to be complete on Monday or anything like that, because with videos, first you shoot the video, then you have to do the editing. It's a whole big thing. So probably look for it to be out sometime the week after next. I need to hire an editor for my videos, to be honest, but I just like doing it myself. Well, no, I hate doing it myself. I hate editing videos. It's probably one of the worst things I have to do. But it's just Forex is such a complicated subject that I feel if I'm getting a non-Forex trader to edit my videos, there's going to be parts that don't end up making sense. But yeah, anyway, blah, blah. I'm just blabbering on now. Point is that the video will be out probably by Monday the 5th of October. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll get it done before then. No promises, guys. But the video isn't going to be revolutionary. It's a very straightforward thing. It's not like that the currency strength is like a magic indicator. It just kind of summarizes what you yourself can see if you spend like 20 minutes looking at your charts and using an Excel spreadsheet. It saves you 20 minutes per day. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys very much for attending. And I'll catch you guys for Tuesday's webinar. But obviously, to all your members, I'll see you on the forum before then. So thank you guys for attending, and I'll see you later.